Jill with Angel Creations. Welcome back to my craft room. So today is going to be a little bit different. I am going to attempt to make my version of an easy bow maker. So what I have is a yardstick, and I have some of these dowels from the Dollar Tree from the Crafter Square section. I don't know if they're 6 inches tall. And I have my drill, and I have this thing that tells me what size, is there a name for this? I don't know. It tells you what size drill you'll need. For an example, you take your dowel and then you try to figure out what size, here I can't do it that way, what size, that one's too big, that one's about right, and that one's too small. So mine is a 1564 bit. Can you see that? That tells me what size drill bit I'm going to need. So now the problem is to show you my attempts at this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on my tripod and try to slant you down so that you're seeing what I'm doing. I think that'll be the best way to go ahead and do this. So let me put you on pause and set that up. Okay, the first thing I'm going to attempt to do is cut this on the 16-inch line. But I actually have this backwards, but this does not fit in. This is a rather big yardstick. It's a nice thick one, but it doesn't really fit in my miter box, so I'm going to attempt to do it anyway on a slant. So I'm lining up my number 16 with my miter box. So I'm going to cut it right here with my miter saw. You can get these on Amazon. And then I'm just going to cut this down. Let me make sure there that I am actually at the 16. I am just going to cut through this. That might take a little bit, and then we will be right back. Okay, now that we have sawed those two in half, and I did a very crooked job, I am just going to sand up the edges here so we have a nice smooth end to it, and we're not going to get any splinters. And just, it was a little bit rough there, that's all. So now that I have that nice and sanded, we'll put our little saw away. We'll discard this piece because now we are just going to need our 16-inch ruler. Now I'm going to show you on my phone, and I hope that it shows up. This is what I'm trying to make. Let's see if I can make this bigger. I can't really. It's the Easy Bow Maker. So the first thing we have to do is put 3 dowels in like that. So we're going to be putting 3 in a row. And I don't have any measurements, so we are going to wing it. But I think what I'll do is take a Sharpie, if I can put my hands on one. I usually have a Sharpie right here. But we can take a pencil. A pencil will probably be just as good. And then using this other ruler, I'm just going to take some measurements and probably just do like 3 dots. So we need 1. Oh, that's not writing. Let me put you on pause and just get a Sharpie. Okay, now that I have a Sharpie, we're going to go right at the 8-inch mark. And we're just going to do 3 circles. So I think I'll do 1. doing my best. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 circles, and that's where I'm gonna make my drill holes. And I already fit my drill bit to the 1564, so I have the right drill bit now for my dowel. So I am just going to go for it. Here goes nothing. And I have a cutting board underneath me so that I don't cut through to my table. But you know what? I think I'll just use my other piece of wooden stick here too. All right, so here goes my first one. Here goes my first drill. And I want to go all the way through. There's one. There's 2. And there is 3. So there is my 3 holes for my dowels. Cleaning that one out a little bit. Now, we're going to stick our dowels in, but we need to put in some kind of, they're all leaning, but I don't think that's going to matter. We are going to cut one of these down. So now on the back side here, I am going to make sure that they have some good wood glue and some E6000. Let's put this correctly. So let's get some E6000. And our hot glue is not even plugged in. So let me plug in that. This is real life, and I've been a little nervous about doing this. So, all right, I'm going to put you on hold, and we're going to get that glue gun heating up. It'll just be a second to you. Okay, while we're waiting for our glue gun to heat up, I am going to, I think these were 6 inches. These dowels were 6 inches. So on the 3-inch mark, let me mark that. I am just going to get my little miter box out again and cut that little dowel right off at 6 inches while we wait for our hot glue to dry. This little miter box is another craft must-have. My sister bought this for me, and I will see if I can get a link to it. But it is just an amazing little tool to have in your craft box. So nice and smooth, because we want this on the picture of what we're making. It is, whoops, it has a smaller dowel. Let's see if you can see that. I don't even know if you guys can see screen on screen. Let me see if there's a better picture of it here. How about this one? Here's another picture of the Easy Bow Maker. Do you see how one of the sticks is shorter? I don't know why. So that's what we're going to do. So now, I think we'll take some painter's tape once we put our E6000 and our hot glue in there, or you could use wood glue, and then I'm gonna put painter's tape on the back. Let's just sand this down a little bit so it's nice and flat. We'll do the same on the front. Clean it up a little bit. Okay, this is a very, very messy job. Now, also at the other end of the Easy Bow Maker, they had another dowel, which is for their, can you see it right here where my fingernail is? That is to hold your spool of ribbon. So I don't know if we're going to need that or not. There is already a hole down here, and I can probably find a bigger dowel that'll just fit there. So that's what I was kind of hoping would happen with my yardstick. So now I have the E6000 and I had the tape. Here's tape. Let's get some tape. Some nice painter's tape and a thick, wide painter's tape. And that's just going to help be a bottom, I guess, for the E6000 and the glue to hold to, if that makes any sense. It's just going to be, it's only temporary. We're going to take this off again when we're done. So this piece of tape's only temporary. All right. That is going to be act as our bottom because there's no piece of wood underneath there. And let's check the glue gun and see if we are heating up yet. Not quite enough. Maybe another second or two. So I'm going to save this little 3-piece or 3-inch piece of dowel too. I save everything. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stick some of my E6000 right down in the hole. In all 3 of the holes. Actually, I just made a huge mistake. I want to wipe that off if I can. That away. I don't think I want to do, yeah, I do. Alright, so now we have our E6000, but we didn't need that much in there anyway. So let's wipe off the excess. And now I'm going to put in some of my hot glue. Also, right in the same hole. And I'm going to put my dowels in. I'm going to put my short one in first. And I'm going to put my long one in, and then my middle one. Can you see what I'm doing? I hope so. And then we're going to have the 3 pegs like they did. I want to just hold those still. So this is what we have so far. Just like their easy bow maker. Alright, so let's let these set up. And we will be back in a moment after those set up. Okay, so now that our easy bow maker is complete, this is a dowel that I just got also out of the Crafter's Square from the Dollar Tree. I've had it in my craft stash, and it just happens to fit perfectly in that hole where they already had a hole so that you could hang your yardstick. So we have some extra yardstick, but we have a easy bow maker now. I'm going to take the bottom tape off of that. Well, maybe not. Let me lay that down and put another one because it still has some E6000 and that is not ready yet. So I want to cover that up so that we don't get E6000 all over our bows or our craft stuff, whatever. So I'm just going to stick that back down until that E6000. So this is not quite glued yet, but it's going to wiggle a little bit anyway. I hope you can see what we're doing here now. So I'm going to try to make our first bow. Now this is where our spool of ribbon would go if you want that. If you don't want that on your bow maker, take that out and get rid of it. Now you also can use this though. There's another reason for this. I've never used one of these bow makers, but there is another reason that they give you this, and I'll show you why. So first of all, we're gonna measure our tails. So let's say we want 6-inch tails. We're going to measure this all the way out to the 6-inch mark, right? And then we're going to hang that down. And then we're going to go out, say we want our loops on our bows to be, we'll say 4 inches. You'll take that out to the 4-inch mark. That's when you can use your other dowel here to hold your 4-inch and make your loop. But I'm just going to probably use my fingers. And then you're going to go through the 2 long ones, right? And then I'm going to get rid of that. And then you would go back to 4 more inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing this upside down. And you would hold it, and you would go back through your 2 long ones again. So we got 2, right now we have 2 4-inch loops. I hope I'm explaining this right. So then we're going to hold it again at the 4-inch. Probably should have done 3-inch to start with, because this ribbon is not wired. And then you're going to hold it and go back through the fork. The two tall ones we'll call the fork. And you're just going to keep on doing that. We're going to probably get 3 loops out of this. This is just a spare piece of ribbon I have. I'm just trying this out with you. And so you're just going to keep looping it back and forth. And then you're going to have your tail. So when you have your loop that's going to end with your tail, you want to go through the short dowel on your way back. Okay? And then, so we have 3 loops on each side. I'm going to take a red zip tie just so that you can see what I'm doing here. You know what I mean? And we're going to do this again with some ribbon that has wire. So I'm just going to slip my little, whoops, I have it upside down, slip my little zip tie right down underneath all my ribbon, okay? And then I'm just going to pull this straight up off of my Easy Bow Maker and tighten that. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. That's all right though. Alright, so then you have your 2 tails. Again, we're going to redo this and we're going to do it with some wired ribbon. This is my first attempt. And I'm not even going to cinch this really hard because I don't want to make this bow. But this is the idea of it. So we have tails, and I'm sure practice makes perfect, right? And then you would have, if you had wired ribbon, you would separate your 3 bows, your 3 loops, and you could fluff them. Alright, so let's do it again. Let's cut this off. Let's get another tie wrap. And you don't have to use a tie wrap. I'm going to use black this time because I want to do, let's do a real bow. I'm sorry about my phone going off. Let's try this again. And this time we're going to use, now you don't have to always use bow ribbon that has a wired edge at all. You don't have to. Let's put our little dowel in here. This just happened to fit in there perfectly. And let's see if we want this. Alright, so now we're going to measure out, say 6 inches. So 1, 2, 3. I'm doing it backwards, but I'm just going to use the, maybe we'll do an 8-inch tail. So you go through the first little hole and you put your tail down. Like that. Now I'm going to say I want my, see, I might want, I don't know if I'm going to use that. Now I have my tail. Here's my tail. Can you guys see what I'm doing? No. Okay. Here is my tail through the short stem. I'm going to wrap my bow. I want my bow to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to stick with a 4-inch because we don't really know what we're making this for. So let's just say we're making it for a wreath. Now we're going to take our, so we're going to hold it at the 4-inch. We're going to take our ribbon and we're going to put it through the big 2 forks and hold. And then we're going to take it 4 inches again and we're going to put it right back through our fork again. I see people make these bows so fast, but we'll get used to it. So now we have 2 loops in a tail. So now I'm going to go back again. Now, if you did have a pattern, like we do have a pattern, we have buffalo check. But if we had, say, red trucks on this ribbon, we would have to twist it because that is only on one side. So then you would twist it and go back. But we don't have to because this pattern is on both sides of our ribbon. So we just have to go back through our fork. Hope this is a good tutorial. We made our bow maker and now we are making a bow with it. So now you hold it at the 4-inch and you go back again. And then you hold it at the 4-inch and go back again. I'm just untangling my ribbon as I go. Holding it at 4-inch. You want to hold them so that they're all at the 4-inch. And now I'm going to come back because we have 1, 2, 3 on each side. Now I'm going to come back. I'm happy with that, the 3. I'm going to come back and I am going to come through my little fork, right? And then I'm going to go down into my little short stem because now I have to make my tail. I'm doing it backwards. Alright, let me show you. So now we have a little short loop. I'm going to actually stand up and show you what we have here. We have all 3 loops on either side. Then we have a little tiny loop, like an inch size, and then we came down through the front piece. So that now we will have 2 tails. So the tails always start and end with the short piece. Okay, so now we have our 2 tails and our little middle loop. So we're going to cut this off. We're just going to pull it down and match it to the other one. And you can do as many loops as you want. The more loops, the bigger and the fluffier the bow is going to be. But I don't really have a purpose for this bow. The purpose for this bow is just to learn a new easy bow maker. So I'm just going to do a 3-loop bow. Actually, it's a 6-loop bow, 3 on each sides. I'm going to take, before I take this off, I'm going to dovetail my ends, which is folding the 2 wired edges together and cutting out from the inside. That's how I do it. Fold both my wired edges together and cut out from the inside, and that gives you a nice bow. Now we have our little zip tie. We're going to take our little zip tie and we're going to put it through. I might have to take it in my hands. I'm going to just pull this up, holding it tight, because what I need to do is go through my inch loop, the little loop that we made that has an inch. That's going to hide our little, I don't know how to explain this. That little inch loop is going to hide our zip tie. So I'm going between the zip tie. Oh, I did that upside down. Hold on, I got to take my zip tie out. Just cinching it up in the middle, and I'm going to take my zip tie through my little inch loop. right through the loop. I don't know if you can see that. Someday I'm going to have an overhead camera, you guys. All right, now I'm going to zip it right together and show you what I'm doing here. I think I missed it. I did. Darn it. I missed it. I'm going to try to tuck it in because I don't want to lose my zip tie. So I'm going to tuck it through because I haven't pulled it tight yet. Oh, this is terrible, you guys. You're going to see me make lots of bows on this channel. So we will get better and better at it. But I want to save this little black zip tie. So I'm just going to put my ribbon through it. Alright. Okay, now let me show you. Alright. See our little loop here? I'm going to stick my finger through it. If I can. Alright. This is our little 1-inch loop. My finger is sticking through it. We have our tail here and our tail here. And then our bow is on either side. And our tie wrap goes through here. So now I'm just going to cinch it up. Look at it. I want this to be nice. Just going to tip it over and cinch it all together. Nice and tight. And the tighter that you get it, the more fluffy your bow is too. So that's what we have. Now, excuse me, now watch this. We're going to fluff up the middle, so now you're not going to see the tie wrap. We're going to fluff up our 2 top bows. And we're going to fluff up our 2 bottom bows. And that's all you're doing is fluffing now. We're just going to fluff these all up, pulling them out to be seen. And rounding them off, giving them a nice round appearance, because their wire does that. Get those little flat spots that we used earlier. All right, and then we have a beautiful bow. I mean, I think it's beautiful for what we just made, right? We have 2 tails that are dovetailed, and once this is on your project, it's going to look so much nicer. So we have tails, and we have this beautiful bow. Can you see it? It's beautiful. And I don't know if you guys have an easy bow maker at home already, but if you do, you guys already know how to make this. And I know there's other tutorials that you can watch on YouTube. I don't have anybody's name or any links to any channels, but I know that you can go like 4-inch loop, then 3-inch loop, then 2-inch loop, and then 1-inch loop, and that gives you a different bow. So there's all kinds of bows that you can do with this easy bow maker. So I'm thrilled with our bow. I think this came out awesome, and that's what I've been wanting to do, is be able to make bows. So now we can make a bow with our new easy bow maker. And hopefully we'll make some beautiful bows in the future together. But I'm really happy with this bow. I hope you like it too. This is a great time for you to give me a thumbs up. And sharing is caring, so go ahead and share this bow making video with all your friends, family, and social media, and hit that bell, or don't hit the bell, but hit the subscribe button below,
It's free to do so, and it does help my channel grow. And if you want to know each and every time I upload a new video, hit that bell button next to subscribe and hit all, and then YouTube will let you know each and every time I upload a new video. Alright, so thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for watching my channel. I know this was a little choppy because we were learning this together as we went along. So I think it came out really cool. I'm very happy with my new bowl maker. And the other bowl maker is not expensive by any means. I think it's like $19, but when I saw it, I knew I could make it. I do that a lot. So, yeah. So I thought we'd make it together, and now you can have an easy bowl maker too. Alright, everybody, this will do it for today's video. Again, thanks for watching. Love all of you. And until the next time that we see each other, be good and do good. Bye now.